One moment, or in some cases, one disastrous press tour can make or break your career, and here are some examples. First on the list today is It Ends With Us. Everyone, it's a disaster over there. This movie drama has been ongoing since literally the day the movie premiered. New information is dropped constantly because the two main celebrities in this drama, which are Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, they're both at risk of their careers being absolutely ruined unless they prove that they weren't the problem. It started when people noticed that pretty much everyone involved with It Ends With Us were following each other on social media, except for Justin Baldoni. The main cast wasn't following him, and they appeared to steer clear of him on the red carpet. People clocked that almost immediately. It made the problem larger than life. People that already hated Blake Lively had their opening, took it, and started ripping her apart online. Then some people pointed out that it was odd that no one wanted to be around Justin, and then people turned on him. Then it came out that Justin allegedly hired a PR team that fueled a smear campaign against Lively. She accused him of harassment on set. That led to his team responding with receipts that added context to some of the accusations that made Lively look bad. Justin's lawyer had promised to release everything, and he started doing that a couple days ago. Lively accused Baldoni of being weird to her in this one scene, and now the raw footage of that scene is out on the internet. People are calling their own judgments, some saying that Justin isn't being weird, others are saying that maybe there's pieces missing. One thing is for sure though, they have passed the point of no return, and they are both fighting for their careers. I saw a tweet that summed up this situation kind of perfectly. It went something like, "The It Ends With Us drama is perfect because you don't really need to pick a side because both parties are being a little weird. You can tune in at any time and there's something new and wild." Which, like, speaking of wild and bonkers press tours, what a great segue to Olivia Wilde. Her career has not recovered yet since the Don't Worry Darling drama back in 2022. Wilde's alleged on-set actions weren't great, but there's also the matter to consider that she was dating Hollywood heartthrob star of the film Harry Styles at the time, and sometimes people judge celebrity partners more harshly when they themselves want to be dating them. We see it time and time again, but also Wilde was being wild during this press tour, so the controversy wasn't completely baseless. Plus, Wilde was up against Hollywood darling Florence Pugh. People noticed that Florence went from being really excited about this movie to not doing like any press for it and barely advertising the film, or if she did talk about it, Wilde wasn't really included in the conversation. People began speculating about what could have caused the behavior, and pretty soon rumors that Wilde wasn't taking the film seriously during filming started popping up. Then people learned about some activity from before filming started. Shia LaBeouf was supposed to play Harry Styles' role, but allegedly Florence was uncomfortable with that after his ex had accused him of doing some terrible things. At first, Olivia had said publicly she agreed with Pugh, and that's why he was replaced on the film. However, LaBeouf came forward and said that Olivia was lying, sharing screenshots and a video from Wilde that made it seem like she was actually on his side. Just bonkers, the whole thing. Up next is Diddy. His life and reputation are absolutely ruined, and for good reason. This man has been accused by many different people of inappropriately harming them and being physically rough and also just like mean. This news originally broke just over a year ago, and new details are coming out every day, especially as we get closer to Diddy's May 5th trial date. The first major case against him was that of Cassie Ventura. She claimed that the rapper harmed her. The reaction to this news was pretty split, and the reason for that was Diddy was such a widely loved and influential figure. He appeared to be friends with like half of Hollywood or more. He was known as the party king, people liked his music, and he painted himself out to be a family man. Ventura was incredibly brave for coming forward and exposing his behavior because it led to a domino effect that revealed years of horrible activities. Eventually, months after the accusation, hotel surveillance footage was released of the incident Ventura was talking about that showed point blank period that Diddy was guilty of what she said. And from that point on, he lost pretty much any support he had left. There was a really easy way for him to maintain his empire though, just like be nice to people. Of course, Will Smith at the 2022 Oscars is making it in because he is still feeling the effects over 2 years later. Dubbed the slap heard around the world, it caused Smith to get a 10-year ban from the Academy, and he lost out on future projects. Many things he was already signed on for either removed the actor from the call sheet or he moved to more behind-the-scenes roles. It came out later that Smith was experiencing some issues in his personal life that only added to the negative situation. Wife Jada Pinkett Smith later revealed that her and Will weren't even together at the time when the slap happened. It's unfortunate, but the actor is now more known for this one action than his acting career. Time for JT, Justin Timberlake, because I, admittedly selfishly, really miss the "this is going to ruin the tour" memes. It was funny. Let me clarify, I do not think his action of driving impaired is funny. That is very serious and wrong. Don't do that. But the fact that the cop didn't know, or I don't know, pretended not to know, he pulled over Justin Timberlake and gave him a crisis in the car, that's funny. And you know what? He deserves a mini crisis if he's going to act recklessly and potentially put innocent people in danger. For anyone who forgets, because this was kind of a blip in the grand year that was 2024, Justin Timberlake was arrested in the summer for driving impaired. When he was pulled over, the cop apparently didn't know who he was, so there was no room for leniency just because he was famous. Upon being pulled over, Timberlake apparently said, "This is going to ruin the tour," to which the cop replied, "What tour?" because he didn't know JT, and JT responded, "The world tour." Put yourself in either of these guys' shoes. On one end, the cop has pulled over this guy that is impaired. He doesn't know if he's saying all this because he isn't aware of his surroundings or he actually has a world tour. And then for JT, he's grappling with the fact that not only is he about to be arrested, but the cop arresting him is too young to know who he is. Of course, the exchange became a meme that was made even funnier by JT's involvement in the musical Trolls franchise, where the second movie is actually called Trolls World Tour, so the internet ran with that one. June 28th, 2023, the day internet personality Colleen Ballinger decided to destroy her career with a ukulele apology video about her actions towards her young fans. Why did she have to sing it? Well, her team and legal reps told her not to talk about the situation, but they didn't say she couldn't sing. This apology video has gone down in history as the worst response to an accusation maybe ever. She lost everything, most of her fan base and the brand deals, her comedy specials were pulled and shows canceled, and she still hasn't recovered. Ellen DeGeneres went from the most widely loved talk show host in the world to probably the most hated, and all it took was 9 words to start the downfall. Actually, no, that's not true, Ellen, you were invited, said by Miss Dakota Johnson. She visited the Ellen set that day for a routine press tour interview, but left having made a career catch fire. Johnson and DeGeneres got on the topic of Johnson's birthday party that year. Ellen got on her case for not inviting her, but as we now know, that was not true. Ellen was invited, and Johnson even made a point to invite Ellen that year because the year before, she didn't, and Ellen gave her a hard time. After this slip-up, people started looking more closely at DeGeneres and noticed that she wasn't as nice as she said. She would frequently scare guests that expressed that they didn't want to be scared, and then soon stories from production started popping up about how she was kind of mean behind the scenes, and pretty soon the public wanted nothing to do with Ellen DeGeneres. Adam Levine allegedly being unfaithful to his wife ruined more than just his own reputation. He was the face of the band Maroon 5. Him being cancelled is basically like the whole band being cancelled. This band was once on top of the world and the music charts. They're responsible for bangers like Payphone and moves like Jagger. The 2010s were their era. The 2020s are not, and I would argue that Levine's accused infidelity played a large part in that. When Maroon 5 was at its peak, Adam Levine was everywhere. TV, tours, whatever it was. He married a Victoria's Secret angel in 2014, and by 2022 they had 2 littles and another one on the way. And the on the way kid is important for this next part because everything hit the fan this year. It was revealed that Levine had been flirty with other women online. The singer claims that he never had an affair or was physical with anyone else, but he didn't deny that the suggestive messages he had sent had crossed the line. But pretty soon that line would cease to exist, like it was never there, because an influencer came forward with screenshots of messages Levine allegedly sent to her, one of which was asking her if it would be alright if he named his little on the way after her. Obviously, the public reacted negatively to this because the messages were bad enough, but naming your future kid after some random woman online that you flirted with? A natural disaster. Levine's reputation has still not recovered to what it once was, even though he says he has 100% recommitted to his family. And when the frontman for a band goes down, they all unfortunately suffer. But what do you think? Let us know, and if you're looking for your next watch, check out our last video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye!